it's Emily. Welcome back to my channel, and today I am going to be discussing all the books that I read in the month of January. Now, I'm not going to go very in-depth about each book because I did read quite a hefty ton of books. I did complete all my goals I wanted to read for this month, which was to read at least 7 mangas, a new author, and 28 total books, and surprisingly, I got all 3. So let's hop right on in, and I'm going to just briefly tell you what book I read and what I rated that book, and kind of move on so it's not like a 3-hour long video. So I tackled Empire of the Vampire by J. Kristoff. This has been one I started back when it was released, I think in September, then got sick and kind of put it down because it was hard to read, and finally finished it, and I ended up giving this one 3 stars overall. The Scum Villain Self-Saving System, Volume 1, I ended up giving 3 stars. Even though it did get a 3-star rating, I still do plan on continuing on with the series. It's just the writing here wasn't as good as the author's other works. This is one of their first works, but I still enjoyed it. Saga, Volume 5 was a 4-star read for me, and I am excited to see what happens next in this series. I really wanted to love One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston because I really adored Red, White, and Royal Blue. Unfortunately, this was only a 2.5-star read for me. Extraordinary by Ve Schwab was a 4-star read for me, and I really liked the graphic novel interpretation of the villain's world. Bear Called Paddington was 3.5 stars for me. This is a cute little read, and I look forward to reading the rest of the series. A Man and His Cat Volume 3 was a solid 5 stars for me, and I really do enjoy this series and am looking forward to the next installment. The Darkness Outside Us by Elliot Schrefer, sorry if I butchered that, was a solid 5-star read and one of my top 3 picks of the month. Silver Spoon Volume 2 was a 4-star read for me, and I really enjoyed it and I'm looking forward to continuing on with this series. Image for Magic by Neil Gaiman unfortunately only got 2 stars for me, but I think it's because it's a bunch of short stories, and that's not usually the type of books I like to read. I'd rather read a whole book instead of a collection of short stories. Is Strange, The Changeling King by Ethan Aldrich was a 4-star read for me, and I really did enjoy this ending to the Estranged duology. Night of Cake and Puppets by Laini Taylor was a 3.5 star for me, and I really did enjoy this companion novel to the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy. Magus of the Library Volume 5 was such an enjoyable read for me, and I am sad that I'm caught up with the series because I really want to know what happens next after that cliffhanger. Fool's Fate by Robin Hobb was the conclusion of the Tawny Man trilogy, and I think it was a great ending to the series. There was a lot of heartbreak, a lot of sadness and all that, and overall this was a 4-star read for me. Spy Times Family Volume 6 was a great enjoyable read, and I gave it 5 stars. Obsidio was a great wrap-up to the Illuminate files, and I gave this 4 stars. Sailor Moon Volume 4 was a okay continuation to the series, and I gave this 3.5 stars. The Slow Regard of Silent Things by Patrick Rothfuss was a good companion to the Name of the Wind series, and I gave this 5 stars, and it's one of my top 3 of the month. I tackled My Hero Academia Volumes 12 through 14. 12 and 13 were 5-star reads, and 14 was like a 4.5-star read. But overall, I am enjoying the series, and I'm looking forward to continuing on. I really wanted to enjoy Norwegian Wood by Haruki Murakami. I just didn't quite hit well for me. I don't know if it's because it was the subject matter or what. However, this was like a 2.5-star read for me. Lore Olympus Volume 1 by Rachel Smythe was a very enjoyable read. I give it a solid 4 stars, and I can't wait for the second volume to be published. Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen is one of her weaker works. Unfortunately, I only gave this one 3 stars, but I guess it's a good classic to tackle if you do like to read classics. So I read the first 2 omnibuses of Shaman King, which total the first 6 volumes of the series. Very enjoyable reads, and I believe I gave each of them about 4.5 stars each. First Become Ashes by K.M. Sbarra was probably one of my top reads of the month. This was a solid 5 stars, despite it being kind of dark and unsettling, and I will explain more in depth in a separate video on why this was such a great read. Well, that is it for today's video. I am quite pleased with myself. I was able to tackle all of my goals for the month of January, including reading 28 books, which was quite a feat to start off with the year. I am going to upload a separate video featuring the top 3 reads for the month of January. Well, I will go more in depth of why I enjoyed them and all that. They will probably be a little spoilery, so if you haven't read the books, I wouldn't recommend checking it out. However, if you are looking to read the books, I mean, I guess check it out if you're okay with some spoilers. But anyways, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please feel free to click the like and subscribe button down below, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time.